Young Sheldon chronicles the early life of theoretical physicist Sheldon Cooper. But there have been several young Sheldon vs. Big Bang Theory inconsistencies. TBBT introduced the eccentric physicist Sheldon, Jim Parsons, and he was an instant fan favorite, with many of the best episodes centering on his antics. With his eidetic memory, love of routine, and constant crafting of binding contractual agreements, such as the famed roommate agreement, Sheldon was the most interesting character in the series, getting his spin-off after The Big Bang Theory ended. Young Sheldon follows his life as a young prodigy, played now by Ian Armitage, living in Texas with his family. Except for his father, most of Sheldon's family already appeared on TBBT and brought plenty of childhood anecdotes with them. This managed to create some young Sheldon inconsistencies, as Mary and Sheldon's stories on TBBT didn't match up with young Sheldon. In the case of young Sheldon versus Big Bang Theory, certain things happened differently than how they were described in the parent show. One of the biggest young Sheldon inconsistencies is its depiction of George Sr., who was described quite differently on TBT. The Big Bang Theory spin-off never shied away from the fact that Sheldon's dad, George, loved his beer. He's usually seen having one, maybe two every night, and sometimes three on Fridays. To a young Sheldon's eyes, it might have seemed that his father drank a lot. So perhaps it isn't an inconsistency, as much as it is a young boy's perception being carried over to his adult life. This was even proven, to some degree, when Sheldon unearthed an old VHS tape of his father giving a pep talk during an episode of The Big Bang Theory and realized with the help of Amy that sometimes things can be observer relative. Maybe the drinking got worse over time, and viewers have yet to see it. Either way, it seems like Sheldon's dad was a man who drank a lot of beer, but didn't have a problem with alcohol per se. 11. Sheldon's scheduling conflicts. Sheldon hated making schedules in Young Sheldon. Another one of the bigger Young Sheldon, this Big Bang Theory, inconsistencies that the spin-off changed was Sheldon's love of scheduling and rules. A Season 5 episode of Young Sheldon reveals that the titular character heavily regulated other students' use of his dorm room at East Texas Tech, though he hated scheduling these things. Given Sheldon's meticulous nature and love of routine, one would assume that he would have no problem with this. Additionally, Sheldon's extreme adherence to routine was a major part of the Big Bang Theory, to the point that he once revealed his bowel movements ran like a German train schedule. While it's possible that he developed these idiosyncrasies later in life, it's tough to believe that Sheldon would, at any point, have reviled creating a schedule for himself and his cohorts. 10. Sheldon claimed to be bullied a lot. Young Sheldon didn't show the bullying he described on TBD. Viewers have seen glimpses of how Sheldon was picked on at school, but it seems as though he mainly kept to himself and wasn't tormented and bullied as much as he describes later to his friends on The Big Bang Theory, only adding to the list of young Sheldon inconsistencies. What's more, there are several people Sheldon could consider friends on Young Sheldon. Maybe there are things audiences just aren't shown in the series, and there's still more story to tell. But from what has been depicted thus far, while Sheldon didn't have many friends, most of the high school students just gave him weird looks and rolled eyes. His biggest bully was the dim-witted neighbor, Billy Sparks, and the little girl whose bullying seemed to stop as soon as it began. 9. Adult Sheldon said he didn't have any friends. The spinoff shows Sheldon had friends in his childhood. Tam surely must be hurt to know that Sheldon told all of his friends in adulthood that he didn't have any friends when he was younger, as Sheldon's claim on TBBT that he was friendless is one of the biggest Young Sheldon vs. Big Bang Theory inconsistencies. Meanwhile, it seemed like he and Tam hung out every day, eating together, studying in the library, and sometimes even getting together after school. A grown-up Tam appeared on The Big Bang Theory, showing that Sheldon sort of blocked out their friendship after getting upset that Tam moved away, so this could explain that inconsistency. That said, Sheldon even, much to Paige's surprise, had a group of friends in college with whom he hung out to play games like Dungeons and Dragons. Related. Where was Tam, Sheldon's first friend, in The Big Bang Theory? Sheldon meets his very first friend in Young Sheldon's Season 1, Tam. However, he is curiously nowhere to be found in The Big Bang Theory.